Sia.
Hi!
What's up?
How is it going?
So, shall we start our campus searching?
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Best tourism and digital campus in Bali.
I found the perfect one for you. Please stand up.
But why here?
Right. Standing in the heart of world tourism, PIB College was built on 15 hectares of pure green goodness. Goodbye stuffy classroom, hello fresh air. At PIB, Culinary Arts Gastronomy Program isn't just about cooking. With the top-notch facilities and the help of experienced chef, you will learn all about cooking and baking with the right technique so you can make incredible gourmet food that tastes really good and looks really good, packed with nutrient that makes it excellent. Now let me take you to another side of fun. Hotel Management Program will put you in the heart of hospitality world. You can learn directly from 5-star hotels and industry professionals. You'll learn what it takes to make stays feel like home, make every guest like a VIP, and make sure every little thing is in their perfect state. And for you, the experience maker, Event Management Program. It goes beyond organizing. This is the program where you create epic moments, from brainstorming cool ideas to bringing them into reality. This is the program where you can learn and making experiences that will stay for a lifetime. Next, the Digital Business Program. It's more than just about technology. It's about driving innovation, creating cool trends, and planning your winning strategy. From web designing to digital marketing, the program that gives sharp business ideas and the digital mastery you need to thrive in the tourism and fast-paced digital landscape. In PIB, we embrace the journey of self-discovery and personal growth, diverse range of support, and an uplifting community. Whether you're looking to relax or get active, you'll find a place to thrive. You can even case your opportunities to the dream countries through Global Internship Program. So dream boldly, dare greatly, let your passion be visible. For here in PIB, dreams are made possible.
Executive management programs will be conducted in 1 year at Polytechnic International Bali and 3 years at the Purba Kempinski Bali. These combinations of learning will maximizing the delivery of excellent classrooms experience paired with the exquisite property of the Purba Kempinski Bali.
We have built up the Executive Management Program with a PIB school for the simple reason to respond to needs for the future. So it's a long-term goal.
Jadi program IMP ini adalah perwujudan dari program pendidikan vokasional. Program ini adalah program yang sudah digariskan oleh Presiden kita Jokowi untuk menghasilkan tenaga kerja yang mumpuni. Dan ini adalah kesempatan yang baik bagi calon student untuk bisa experience dunia kerja pada early stage.
With the focus study in year 2 until 4, the students will receive a direct knowledge and expertise from the signature trainers and hotel managers. In addition, also these students will be conducting a project based as their final year assignment, on which will enhance the students' managerial, analytical, communications, and leadership skills matched with the programs of the Purba Kempinski Bali.
Program ini adalah bentuk dari komitmen PIB untuk selalu berinovasi di dalam mencetak student experience maupun academic excellence yang terbaik.
So the outcomes we are looking for these programs are to be able to bring new talents to the forefront and help this talent to develop on a faster track. This will bring new energy into the educational system, into the way we are going to be able to operate. These programs already exist in other destinations worldwide and are not new and have brought a lot of benefit to organizations.
In the long run, this program will create a future graduates with a strong leadership and entrepreneurial skills. Furthermore, the graduates will also have a greater chance to fill strategic positions at the Kempinski Bali.
Most of the people who have come out of these programs have become general managers. So there is a very strong belief that we can establish the same in Indonesia. The partnership with PIB and the Kempinski Bali is a strong one. And we sincerely believe that we can develop these talents. So the outcome will be a positive outcome for the trade, for the scholars, for the school systems as well. So everybody will benefit.
Jadi dari program IMP ini yang paling diuntungkan adalah student itu sendiri. Ya, kalian para student dan juga orang tua, ayo pelajari lebih dalam dari program ini.
We're looking to have a successful first batch of these programs and industry recognitions, and continue our strong commitments in delivering better quality in hospitality education, not just in Bali, but also in Indonesia.
The hopes for this program is that it will continue with the years to come because it needs to. It's a long-term objectives, and it will become the new reference for the hotel trade, for the schools, and for the student as well.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to PIB International Webinar Series 11. My name is Kartika, and I'll be your host for today's session. On behalf of PIB College, we are delighted to have you join us today. Whether you're tuning in from near or far, we are excited to connect with such a dynamic and diverse audience. The theme of today's is tech-powered hospitality, driving growth through digitalization. And our goals today is to provide you with valuable insight, practical strategies, and inspiration that you can take back to your work or daily life. We've brought together a fantastic lineup of speakers who will share their expertise and experience with us today. But before we dive into the session, let me cover a few housekeeping items to ensure you that we have a smooth and productive experience together. The first one, please make sure your microphone are mute during the presentation to avoid any background noise. To engage our session, you may open your camera and updates with our virtual background. And if you have any question, feel free to use the chat or Q&A feature. We'll address them during our dedicated Q&A session at the end of the webinar. On today's session, we also record the session. Also, we do live stream on our YouTube channel, PIB College, and we'll share the recording after this session and on our YouTube channel. Also, certificate will be given after filling attendance list at the end of the session. Our staff will share the attendance link for you to fill, and then the certificate will be sent to you by email after this session today. Also, we encourage you to stay engaged throughout the webinar. Please take notes, ask questions, and share your thoughts. Together, let's make this interactive and enriching experience. It is also my great pleasure to welcome our distinguished guest and speaker, Professor Dr. Insinyur Anastasia Sulistiawati, BAE, MS, MS, DTH, PhD, DAG, Director of PIB College Indonesia, Ms. Madeherika Eri Sedana, MTR Par MSc, Director of Partnership and Event of PIB College Indonesia, Mr. Italo Gani, co-founder and managing partner of Impacto Indonesia, Ms. Alberta Secundarti, SPSE, PSE, CHRP, CBA, EPC, MBA, Country Human Resource Director of the Ascot Limited Indonesia. Mr. Alexander Kisinski, Business Development Director of Portal College Kazakhstan. Mr. Andreas Sugiarto, co-founder and co-CEO of Etalas Indonesia. Professor Tep Chaman, MBA, Principal Tourism Resource Center Organization, Cameroon, Cambodia. Thank you for taking the time to join us and share your insight. We are looking forward to learning from your expertise and experience. PIB College was founded with strong devotion from the founder, driven with belief that education is a precious gift, a part of opportunities, a guide through challenge, and best investment for the future. It is also an honor to invite a woman who inspires all generations, the director of PIB College, Profesor Dr. Insinyur Anastasia Sulistiawati, BAE, MS, MM, MIS, DTH, PhD, DAG, for a welcoming remarks. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, the moderator. How are you, everybody? Om Swastiastu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom. Namo Buddhaya. Salam sejahtera. Rahayu. Rahayu, Rahayu. The respected keynote speakers today, Mr. Italo Gani, Miss Alberta Sekundarti, Mr. Andrian Sugiarto, Prof. Tep Chamrun, and Mr. Alexander. I also want to greet to Deputy Director of PIB College, Dr. Paulus Heri Arianto, our moderator today, Mr. Erika Sadana, Director of Partnership and Event PIB College, the department heads, faculty members of PIB College, and all participants attending this PIB International Webinar Series. Ladies and gentlemen, let us thank to Almighty God for all the blessing. So today we can gather online. It is a pleasure to welcome you today international webinar. Tech forward hospitality driving growth through digitalization. On behalf of Polytechnic International Bali, we are honored to host this insightful session. Technology is evolving at the unprecedented pace. Touch every aspect of our life, and hospitality sector is no exception. For the hospital industry and a sector built on creating memorable guest experiences, this digital revolution offers incredible opportunities, but it also presents new challenges. From smart hotel room, AI-powered customer service to seamless online booking system, digitalization is reshape how we deliver experiences to our guests. Respected audience, however, as we embrace this wave of digital transformation, it is crucial to strike a balance. While technology can optimize processes and drive growth, the essence of hospitality, human connection, warmth, and care must remain at the heart of what we do. This requires us to innovate through thoughtfully upskill continues and ensure that technology implement rather than replace the human touch. Esteemed attendees, today's webinar bring together experts and practitioners to share insight, be practices, forward thinking, strideless strategies, and how we can leverage digital tool to drive guest experiences. It is also an opportunity to explore what we as an educator, professionals, and the future leaders in the industry can do to adapt and thrive in this rapidly changing landscape. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope this discussion will inspire new ideas, foster meaningful collaboration, and empower each of us to navigate the future of tech powerful hospitality with confidence and creativity. Thank you for being here, for contributing to this important dialogue. Let us make this decision productive, engaging, and impactful. Once again, thank you very much indeed. Om Santi 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 Om. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Rahayu Rahayu. Thank you. Thank you, moderator.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Professor Lee, for the welcoming remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly reminder, if you have any question, feel free to use the chat box and we'll address them during our dedicated Q&A session at the end of the webinar. And now, without further ado, let's dive into today's topic, tech-powered hospitality, driving growth through digitalization. I'll hand over the virtual stage to our beautiful moderator, Ms. Madhiharika Erisadana, MTR Par MSc. Please join me in giving her a warm virtual welcome. The floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Kartika. So, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, once again, welcome to our International Webinar Series 11 of PIB College. For your attendance, we address our sincere gratitude. And of course, we have great support for this webinar session 11 from Impact to Indonesia, the Escort Limited Indonesia. We have also great support from Italas Indonesia and Portal College Kazakhstan, then Tourism Resources Center Organization Chamran from Cambodia. With a very special topic we have today, Tech Power Hospitality Driving Growth Through Digitalization. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Erika Sedana. I'm the Director of Partnership and Events of PIB College. It is indeed a pleasure to have you all here online, and it is a great honor to be part of this essential webinar session. Ladies and gentlemen, all webinar participants, I would also like to address our sincere appreciation for attending and also addressing our welcoming remarks earlier to the Honorable Ibu Professor Dr. Insinyur Anastasia Sulistiawati, BEA, MS, MS, MM, MS, DTH, PhD, DAG, our Director of PIB College, and of course, Dr. Paulus Heri Arianto, MA, CBC, Deputy Director of PIB College. And to our speakers, I would also like to address our sincere appreciation. First of all, Bapak Italo Gani as co-founder and managing partners of Impact to Indonesia, then Ibu Alberta Sekundarti, SC, CHRP, CBA, EPC, MBA, Country Human Resources Director of Ascot Limited Indonesia, and of course, Bapak Andreas Sugiarto as a co-founder and co-CEO of Etalas Indonesia, and Mr. Alexander Kinsinski, Business Development Director, Portal College, Kazakhstan. Then, of course, to Professor Chamun, MBA, Principal Tourism Resources Center Organization, Chamran, Cambodia. And of course, to all participants joining our webinar session, once again, welcome, and thank you indeed for making your time to attend this webinar series. Ladies and gentlemen, the global tourism industry has undergone a very significant transformation over the past few decades and becoming one of the most important economic sectors in the world. And as you also aware, according to the World Travel Tourism Council, or WTTC, in 2023, the tourism sector contributed 9.5% to global GDP, creating over 300 million jobs. And on the other hand, technology plays a very crucial role in transforming various industries, including the tourism and hospitality industry. And according to the report by Grandview Research, the global smart hospitality market is growing at the compound annual growth rate, or CAGR, at 20.74% and expected to reach USD 75.30 billion by 2030. And heading to double digits contributions to global GDP, of course, it demands a deep understanding on tech-powered hospitality, especially how growth is driven by digitalization. And ladies and gentlemen, these technologies that what we have here can, of course, help improving operational efficiency, enhance destination management in tourism, as well as providing more personalized and satisfying experiences for tourists in global scale. Ladies and gentlemen, before we commence, I would like to address a sincere regret that Bapak Italo is not able to be presenting online, but he has sent us the pre-record presentations. So let's commence with the presentation session now. We have in total 5 very knowledgeable speakers. To manage time, we would like to allocate maximum 12 to 15 minutes for individual speakers' presentations. Then we would also need to also manage the rest of the time for Q&A session. And should you have any question, as mentioned by our MC earlier, during speaker presentations, please also do write down your question in the chat box. And once available, or speakers whom your question is dedicated to will respond to you in writing as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like now to start with the pre-records from Bapak Italo Ghani as co-founder and managing partners of Impact to Indonesia on transforming hospitality through digital disruption as an insight from the tech ecosystem.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. First, I would like to thank you, PIB, to keep inviting me to share more about how tech can influence industry. So one of the industry has been influenced and disrupted our travel industry, hospitality industry. So I'm very honored to keep being invited and keep working closely with PIB to really transform the industry together. And also, thank you, Professor Sulis. Nice to meet you again. And also, our moderator, Ibu Erika, thank you so much. So today, I'm not going to have a long speech because I would like to give a chance more to the other speakers. I think I was proposing one of my friends, Andreas or Wandre, to become one of the speaker today. I'm really sorry I cannot really attend to live event today. So I'm recording this for today web series 11. Yeah. So maybe let me share my screen first. Yeah. So yeah. So Bu Erika was asking me to share more about transforming hospitality through digital disruption. So the insight from tech ecosystem. Yeah, I think this is related. First, I would like to introduce myself first. I'm Italo Ghani, the managing partner and founders Impact2, Indonesia biggest startup incubators. Currently, we have 250 startups being incubated. And also we work closely with one of the Indonesian biggest tech founders, which is the founders of Halodoc, Gojek, and everything. Yeah. So so this is the ecosystem that I built for the last 5 years, and this is the industry that I've been, the tech industry. I've been here for probably like 25 years. Yeah. So, and I believe travel industry, hospital industry is the industry has been being transformed heavily. I remember back then before the start of the before OTA era, everything is so different now. Online travel agent, like other than online travel agent, like hospitality, like Airbnb and so on, also changed the industries. Yeah. So so I think today what is digitalization? So there's this book by Eric Heiss. It's about the lean startup. I think everybody should read this book. Very good book about lean startup. The methodology that I've been using for years, how to build tech product or to do digitalize. Because if you want to build something, want to disrupt, want to do something, it's not only about the technology, but we need to understand better how to solve the problem, and solving the problem with the right technology, with the right proportion with the technology, also some manual process, because probably like Indonesia is not fully tech like other uh, countries, like advanced countries. So I think the combination, so based on my experience, startup that really working are the one that really can balance between the automation and the manual business process. So there's not 100% tech automation. Yeah. So that's why the concept of build, measure, and learn is first when we need to build product fast digitally, and this is where Andreas will share more about how to build code faster through a minimum MVP, minimum viable product. And then after we build fast, we can deploy the solution. And then we measure the impact of the solution, the tech solution, by learning the data. And then we iterate again, like building new feature. So I think this feedback loop is the best way to create an innovation in technologies. You cannot like really predict the future, but using this iteration process, and it takes years of iteration process, it really will succeed. Yeah, I think most of the biggest company like Gojek takes 8 years probably to able to create product like now GoFood, GoPay. Yeah, from zero, literally from zero. So that's why I encourage many companies, people to see the future is how to using to this technology will transform how we conduct business, doing the business process, and also change the how the consumer also experience the product. Yeah. So for the context of hospitalization, I think Bali is I think the province that very strong in this industry. So there's this company that also I work for is East Ventures. We release a digital competitive index, and Bali is sorry, this report is kind of old report, but you guys can also Google it. East Venture Digital Competitive Index 2024. You can download from Google. But I just want to example, this is like 2021 report. So we rank the province in based on this input, output, and support. Yeah. So Bali is always being like top 10 in Indonesia, and like for example, this in 2020 we are number 7, and now in 2010 it's number 4. Yeah. So this is like really the importance of the ecosystem as well to create digitalization. So if you see, Bali already use the use of IT and also infrastructure, but I think manpower and also something very and also economic, and so human resources, like the scoring is still very low. I think before we use the digitalization, we need to make sure that the human resources. That's why having Polytechnic International Bali as the foundation to create human resource. That's why I've been discussed a lot with Pak Paulus, with Professor Sulis, how PIB can build human resource, especially on tech, because travel hospital industry will transform through tech. Yeah. So that's one thing that PIB has been working closely to create more tech savvy human resource for the industries. Yeah. I think I just want to share, this is like in 2022, Jembrana was having an award as from EVDCI as well. Yeah. So I think that's all for me. Just this opening for to have more interesting conversation in this webinar series. Yeah. Thank you so much for Professor Suris and Ibu Erika for this. Hopefully, I can join the live session for the next event in series 12. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Pak Italo Gani. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was a prerequisite from Bapak Italo Gani as the co-founder and managing partners of Impact to Indonesia. So just a brief information as shared by Bapak Italo, it's about Impact to Indonesia, which is actually providing a platform for entrepreneurship and innovation as the main mission of Impact to Indonesia. So then Pak Italo also mentioning about a book by Eric Hayes about lean startup, which is about methodology, how to build a tech product, and who this is very essential for those who want to digitalize the businesses. And also a very essential notes also delivered earlier about solving the problems with the right proposition in terms of tech or digitalization in order to find the right technology applied there. Build, measure, and learn refer to the combined automation as well as manual business processes. It is also important to ensure a process take place to deploy the solution and then measure the results, evaluate, and then redevelop the system itself. So Pak Italo also mentioning that it is also very important to view how consumer experience our products in terms of technology here. So then highlights before closing the prerequisites, Bapak Italo also mentioning about before digitalization, it is also very important to optimize human resources, not only in tourism industry, but also in technology, meaning like tech savvy human resources is really mandatory to develop the industry itself. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like now to move on to the next speaker we have today. Ibu Alberta Secunderti, SC, and then CHRP, CBA, EPC, MBA. She is actually the Country Human Resources Director of the Ascot Limited Indonesia, who will share further about topic integrating technology to enhance guest experience and workforce efficiency in hospitality industry. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome Ibu Alberta Secunderti as our second speaker. Please, Ibu Alberta.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Hope
Good afternoon,
everyone
Ibu, please.
is really healthy, happy right now. So yeah, I would like to invite my team also, Pak Cesar, to share screen while I will share the story about us as a business in the hospitality industry, and also sharing with you about what are the things that really updated right now in our business. Because as you might aware, that might be you already have your application with using discoverasr.com. Not sure whether you have it or not right now, but this is related with every latest generative AI adoption or technology that we are using right now. So just to give you or sharing with you about who are we, Ascot right now in Indonesia, we have around 90 properties, hotel and service residence in Indonesia. And the number or the headcount number in Indonesia right now is around 9,000. However, globally, because we are a multinational company, globally we have around thousands of employees and thousands of property. So right now, what we manage is around 14 brands, and going towards, we will have another brand that will be part of us because we acquire so many brands, either it is hotel, service residence, or other accommodation provider. So just to share with you, 3 years ago, we merged with Tauzia. Perhaps some of you understand about Tauzia. So Tauzia is more on hotel industry, and Ascot is more on service residence. And then we acquire Oakwood, in 2022. And all of these brands under Ascot right now already merged with using the name of accommodation provider. So for those who is right now try to understand what is the business of Ascot and what is the target of the business. So we would like to share with you what we have done in the last 3 years, and then also what we would like to introduce either to guests, to our employees, and to all business partners. So the first thing that we would like to introduce is about the 40 years of our anniversary. So Ascot is under Capitaland. The Ascot Limited is a lodging business unit wholly owned by Capitaland Investment. To give you the background why I will mention about Singapore a lot, because our headquarters is in Singapore. And we just launched a generative artificial intelligence powered web chatbot to enhance the travel stages of planning and booking as part of the guest journey. So the name of Ascot mascot is Kabi. So in Indonesia, usually people say Cubi, but actually we call it Kabi. So Cubby. So the chatbot is designed to play the role of a travel buddy to all of the guests. And Kabi is equipped to provide travel insights, including destination highlights, accommodation recommendations, must-visit attractions, and then also suggestions for shopping and adventure activities, as well as the best Instagram-worthy spots, to name a few. So if you download this inside mobile application, and then you have Kabi to assist you, and then you can ask directly. This can be related with the destination or about the accommodation that you would like to choose. So the ChatGPT fueled chatbot is built on the Microsoft OpenAI, and Kabi also leverage real-time data with some technical matters which I'm not really understand well. It's about being Azure Map, whether API or something. But basically, when I experience as the guest or as an employee who would like to purchase through this application, there is a question from Kabi. So, for example, there's a question about where are you going to, and then which property or which hotel that you would like to go. So Kabi will assist the guests related with the destination. So we talk about the innovation meets warm and cuddly hospitality. We do understand that Asian people really like to talk in person, really like to speak directly with the customer service, or really like to speak directly with the front office or guest service officer. However, we introduce this for those who is more Gen Z, then might be this is really comfortable for them for having a chatting instead of talking with the people. So we give some options related with how we communicate with the guests. And yes, there is a result. We will share with you at the later stage about the result on how many % of our guests communicating with us through this system. Still about Kabi, as a start, Kabi is supporting Ascot as a live chat agency. And this has been launched starting 2023, so that the agent can focus on responding to more complex inquiries, which require deeper and more thorough engagement with the guests. While the guests can enjoy having an AI travel buddy because this is online 24/7. So anytime you can ask. So Kabi has the ability to generate personalized itineraries according to user input. For example, according to the destination selected, length of stay, travel preferences, and other criteria. And the travel tips, as well as healthy and safety information alongside on the visa requirement, travel budget, packing checklist, are some of the added knowledge Kabi is able to share. Supporting the booking stage of the guest journey, and then recommendation of accommodation option. Yeah, some of the many tasks Kabi has been taught to deliver on as well. So yeah, immersing itself in the world of technology, Kabi usually typing to us, "Hello there, dear travelers, I'm Kabi, your lovable travel buddy, powered by OpenAI ChatGPT." And by the way, Kabi is our mascot. So if you see, this is I bring Kabi here. Sorry, yeah. So Kabi is everywhere in Ascot properties, not only the mascot in the system, but also as the physical that you will see everywhere when you stay in Ascot properties. So next phase of Ascot web chatbot Kabi in anticipation of evolving guest expectation, Kabi will become multi-channel in its later phase, seamlessly integrating with different applications for greater convenience. And then also hopefully improved language capabilities so that all the guests coming from all countries can ask with using their local language. So this integration will allow Kabi to respond instantly across channels using the guest preferred language and platform while handling an immense volume of guest inquiries simultaneously and consistently. Another thing is other technology is quicker check-ins. Started in Singapore, Ascot is piloting the use of self-check-in kiosks equipped with facial recognition technology that harnesses computer vision AI at several properties. Not yet all, but it's already started because we use so many data resources coming from single sign-on data. So with plans for global rollout, speedy and secure, this kiosk map out facial features and compare them to the passport photographs. So the resource is coming from the passport photographs. And then the process is streamlined to allow the guests to check in faster and to free up time for associates manning the front desk to have more meaningful engagement with the guests. Other than Kabi and quicker check-ins, also right now Ascot enhanced stay experience. Guest feedback serves as an invaluable compass to elevate stay experiences and is critical to building brand loyalty. And as part of its pipeline this year, Ascot plans to implement natural language processing AI for advanced sentiment analysis by deciphering nuanced language. And the tool will be test-bedded in selected geographics before global deployment. So that's the plan. Hopefully this really can be globally rolled out. So the next slide will be, I think we have the video. Yeah, perhaps we can play the video first. Yes, thank you, Kabi. So that's about Kabi, and then we will go to another technology that we introduced to our team in the corporate and also in some properties that we owned. So just to give you the background, Ascot is owned some properties, but Ascot also operating some properties who owned by other landlord, developer, or owner. So we have some business partner and we are the operator, but we also have or own some properties. Another technology that we introduced to the team is we have the Gen AI. So the Gen AI is actually the chatbot, another chatbot that we use right now inside our system in the employee system, and we can ask everything through this Genie AI. We call it Genie AI, and it's launched 2 years ago, soft launch, but the launch, hard launch is just 2024. So everything we can ask to Genie AI related with relevant policies. For example, if I live and employed in Indonesia, so I can ask about some information in Indonesia and also other countries, as long as this is relevant with my role. Or if I would like to, or employees would like to benchmark on the policies, then as long as it's not related with the compensation and benefit, we can ask directly through this Genie AI. So for example, asking about the policy, asking about the regulation, about the, some list of SOP or PNP, policies and procedures, and this Genie AI can inform. However, because this is just launched last year, so that the resource or the data is not yet complete, that's why then some of information, it really depends on whether we already, or in Indonesia, for example, as an HR, we already provided full of resources or not. That's why really we still have to really improve this because of the resources itself. We need to give complete information to corporate headquarters. The last slide. So the result of using Genie AI. So we are using Genie AI mostly coming from internal audit, brand and marketing, finance, group compliance, and community engagement. So why we would like to highlight this, usually because some audit would like to research some policies. That's why then this department usually using Genie AI to give the information to them to provide some, complete policy coming from some countries as a benchmark. For branded marketing is really useful because brand marketing has to do some research, not only locally, but globally. And other than that, number 3, 4, 5 is really utilized by the team who would like to do benchmark, not only for themselves, but also for the improvement of the process. So basically that is related with the Gen AI that right now, this latest 2 years implemented in corporate Ascot Indonesia and corporate Singapore and launched globally. However, each property have the balance scorecard or KPI for them to always try to digitalize or try to leverage the usage of technology, especially sustainable technology. For example, the usage of the robot, for example, robot in the property who will clean the floor. We use that also. So the small things that we would like to show to the employees and the guests is we would like to leverage the use of the technology to give the impact to streamline the hospitality process more on the engagement to the guests. So that, for example, the some housekeeping or some data management, whatever that we can make it through through the technology, we try as much as possible to make it happen. So that's all related with our sharing this afternoon. Feel free to ask, feel free to research, and don't forget to download Discover ASR to speak with Kabi. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Ibu Alberta, for the comprehensive and amazing insights, I would say, because we learned a lot about Kabi in just like a few minutes here, but more to see, of course. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ibu Alberta was starting the presentation by sharing about the brands of Ascot Indonesia and how it is like 14 brands is managed at the moment. And then it was started like 3 years ago with merge with Tauzia, and then acquisition process of with Oakwood was done in 2022. Introduction to Ascot chatbot, which is using Microsoft OpenAI. This also helps the guest of Ascot Indonesia to learn more about destination highlights and then what to do, giving the recommendation, for instance, and must visit attractions, for instance, like shopping, and also the most Instagrammable spots. So why do we ask Kabi in this case? Then Ibu Alberta also mentioning that though Asian people really like to speak in person with FO or GRO, for instance, but Ascot is also introducing Kabi to accommodate the ease of travel for Gen Z. So it's really the Gen Z type of travel buddy, I would say also. Then even though that you are a solo traveler or you are traveling with a small group, for instance, Kabi is very, very good for as a travel buddy. But I would say, as mentioned, is a lovable travel buddy potentially whenever you travel within Ascot property. So again, a list of what Kabi can actually recommend, as mentioned and also shared in the audiovisual earlier by Ibu Alberta, is photography recommendation and travel trip tips and advice, and then nearby amenities, for instance, then family travel recommendations, solo travel suggestions. So still many more, including budget planning, packing checklist, for instance, weather forecasts or weather updates. Then it's really amazing how can Kabi help traveler here, especially for the Gen Z. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, another tech which was like introduced also by Ibu Alberta is from Ascot employee system is Gen AI, I would say, then which is also launched 3 years ago. Then everything employee would information required by employee, they can actually access there in terms of like policy, regulation, PNP or SOP. Then the result is not only for the audit itself, but also for improvement and developments. So then, once again, thank you very much indeed, Ibu Alberta. I would like to now move on to the next speaker we have here, Bapak Andreas Sugiarto, as co-founder and co-CEO of Etalas Indonesia, with topic leveraging data-driven insights to transform hospitality operation with smart retail solutions. Pak Andre, first of all, thank you so much for your availability and for your support. So even though that I was like asking for like last week, and then you were just immediately supporting PIB College for this webinar session. Please, Pak Andre.
Yeah. Thank you, Bu Erika. It's an honor to be here. Like I would like to say thank you to Bu Sulis, Bu Erika, and Bu Sagung Kartika, ya, and then also Pak Italo Gani for this opportunity. Actually, this is this is my first experience in his hospitality industry to be asked as a speaker also. And also Pak Yusril, thank you for to help me to prepare like in maybe 3 days earlier, yeah. Okay, let me share my screen. But apologies, my presentation is like very basic because it's kind of like a last minute preparations. Sorry, I need to back from the start. Okay. Thank you. Let me introduce myself quickly. I'm Andreas. I'm from Etalas. Basically, Etalas is basically we are a product builder expert. We help companies to build their own platform or app and help them from basically planning and preparation and through development until release to the users. Our clients are typically non-tech company and non-tech company who wants to build their own platform to compete. Like they want to go to digital, right? Because to compete recently, they need to have an online presence through an app. And also we help a couple of startups to help them to build their app also. I'm Andreas. My past experience is basically I've been in tech industry for more than 10 years. To be precise, like starting from 2010. I'm from at the time started from Yahoo, and then Multiply, and then the last companies that I worked on is actually on GoTo. And before I started company in around 2020. Okay. So I'm not, to be honest, I'm not an expert in travel and hospitality industry, because my background is pure tech. But I've been involved, at least in the past 2 years, developing ERP or ERP for hotel resort operations. I cannot disclose my client due to the confidentiality, so I cannot disclose publicly. But from this experience, now I know that what is actually behind the scenes of the hotel operations. Like maybe specifically resorts, because the operation is really huge and it is very, very, like it is very makes sense for them to go move completely or move gradually to the digital platform to help them or to support them to manage their operations more effectively. I will share you later quickly some of the key features of some of the key operations that they were focusing on, but in a very high level explanations, because I cannot share the details later on. So from this experience, this is very valuable experience for me. I believe that digital transformation is like everybody needs to go to digital to compete, to level up, so they can reach more to be relevant with the era also, right? Because like when we talk about the new generations, everyone is accessing through the mobile phone, everyone is accessing information through the tablet, and from the ASCOT also they started to embrace the AI technology that's currently really getting more traction and getting more real use case, because this is quite rare actually, like something that a new trend actually got a very real use case is it's quite rare actually. There's a lot of trend, but not every trend sustain their growth or sustain their the hype, because most of them are lack of real use case. So I'm not going through this is just for the context, like the intranet, we call it like intranet dashboard, or maybe the common term is ERP, but ERP is very wide, like ERP is very wide, but essentially this is something that's used by hotel to operate, right? Because behind the scenes, I'm sure from PIB knows better than me about how the hospitality industry, but from my point of view, that the hotel or resort, they have their own ecosystem, from the outlets, from the department, and then from the inventory, and then from the like the market, fresh market, they collaborate each other, try and connected to each other also. And the goal of to have this kind of platform is basically to help them to make to run the process more smoother. Thus, in this context, can eventually it will become to increase the guest experience as well, right? Because by having a smooth operations, obviously the outcome will be the guest will feel the result also. So I will, from the technical point of view, maybe the range of the hotel or resort, maybe resort is a very big, yeah. But for the common hotel, like for most of the hotel, for example, like maybe having like a system like this is previously it's very expensive and very tech demanding, right? But recently, actually, the technology is getting more, more practical, more advanced, and more easy to use. Like it's it's like a democratization in technology. For example, like this, from the ASCO, they use an open API without they need to be able to build their own AI because it's the whole different industry or expertise, right? But they can utilize they can utilize the technology to adopt to their needs. In this context, is for hotel, for guest experience, and so on, right? This is what we call it like by technology from right now is basically able to support us to like to build something that can be customized for customized for our needs, and we can use it like in terms of like the cost and then the resources. It's much more effective compared to the like the previous era. But it's actually but of course this is depend on the scale of each business. Yeah, maybe for the enterprise they will tend to use the enterprise resource system, but for the common like for the common hotel, or maybe not let's call it maybe common. I'm not really sure what is the right term for this, but let's say the common hotel, or maybe a hostel, or maybe smaller than that, they can start utilizing the technology to build their own operations behind the scenes, right? But in order to build something like this, like this is something that the business needs to do. Like to start this, actually, we need to have like internal management alignment first, because it started from the management, and the management who gives the direction and the strategy to translate their workflow and the business the business process, and collaborate with the technology to enable the solution for them. Sorry. So, what is actually behind the scene for this? I will just quickly run through this. Like, what is happening actually behind when we are developing something, like developing the solutions, right? This is the snippet, or the high level picture of the process that we need to go through. Like maybe Italo earlier mentioned that we need to be more agile. We need to be more lean, like the book mentioned in Eric Ries, right? And then this is, if we translate into the process, it's more like this. So let me explain a bit through its process. Like in order to develop product, we cannot wait. Let's say if we want to deliver 10 features, or maybe 5, let's just 5 features. We cannot wait until the 5 features finished. If we wait until the 5 features finish, maybe it will take like 3, 6, and maybe a year, a whole year, right? It's not lean in that point of view. Why? Because the competition is this is information era, right? Technology changes, like the changes maybe happens every day. We cannot afford to wait until a month. A year, right? Because otherwise we will. This is more like how to compete with each other, right? Through the creativity, through the technology, and by using this strategy, we can deliver gradually. Like I say, to build the full ERP system, maybe it will take a year, but we can break down the deliverables, right? Let's say for every 2 months, we release something. This is for just too easy to visualize, right? Every 2 months, we deliver something. And then how to do that? We call it using the sprint. The sprint is essentially the process for every 2 weeks, generally 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks, we go through this process from sprint planning, and then each day we have a daily stand-up. We discuss what are tasks that we are going to take this today. This is basically for the team, yeah. And then maybe we can have like a bi-weekly updates with the management, because this is organizations anyway. So we need to add that into the process. And then there's a process from the QA or QC. QA is basically quality assurance. QA is the one that will guard our apps free from bugs to reduce the error later on, right? Like maybe we already we had experience that using some app crash and then skip, and then if we use some app keeps bugging, crash, and then we lose the experience, right? So the QA basically they are the ones who will guard that to happen. And then by end of sprint, let's say this is for by end of 2 week cycle, we will deliver. Deliver means that it's up to the strategy. If let's say in 2 months we will deliver 2 features, then meaning then each month we will deliver one, right? So we can calculate that based on bi-weekly cycle. So during the half phase, we can demo something but still in progress, and then by end of 2 months, we will release the feature. In that case, in that context, we can start, prepare, collaborate with the marketing, how to communicate these features to our customer or our users, and so on, right? And then goes and on and on and on until essentially the development will, happens like every day, but we deliver like progressively, so users can, use them, and we can learn. The most important thing is through this cycle or through these iterations, we can learn through the data. We have the data. Let's say, what's the usage, and then this features is actually working or not, right? Because we don't know. We can plan, but we don't know actually what will happen. This is why this cycle very important, and this is in general we call it agile product development. It means that we deliver from small piece by piece. We call it like a small victories, and then after 2 months, after certain milestone, we deliver significant products, right? I hope this can, my explanation is a bit technical, but I hope everyone can understand. But later, feel free to ask. Okay, this is just I will walk through the the quickly what can be developed using like a digital platform for the hotel operations. This is just for example, and this is just for the snippet. Like for example, the approval system and for PR or purchase requisitions and purchase order is very important, right? Because every day the department or the persons need something to request, right? But in this case, it's like in the hotel, people are maybe move a lot, right? Not everyone stays in their desk, right? Because they need to serve something, they need to do something. In this context, by having this kind of handy, easy to use approval system, they can easily request something, and then the approver can be manager, and then for the purchase order, usually like a finance director or C-level, yeah, we can for the purchase order, especially for the external one, and to certain degree of amount of budget, right? They need to have approval from according to the SOP. So by having this, the process can be very effectively done, because everything is become more transparent, and the approval process can be more effective in this context. And of course, by having to increase accountability, we can by having the system, we can if familiar with the log access, or having that will increase the transparency and accountability, because maybe the PR submitted like 1 day ago or 2 days ago or maybe a week ago is can be tracked, right? So by using that simple data, we can increase more the accountability and transparency. How to improve for a faster request. So because will impact the whole operation and eventually impact the guest or the customer who use our services. And then this is also one of the example of clear example of a digital transformations. Like a central kitchen, usually there is no computer in the in the kitchen, right? Because otherwise it's very risky, and they use pen and paper, right? But this is more like something that how to balance the existing technology or existing tools and combine it with the technology. It's more a practicality here. So by having a central kitchens, we can replace the the form, like like if we talk about resort, maybe we have like a 10 or 20 outlets in the area, and then if we are using the the form, maybe it will take more time to submit and to get the approval. The back and forth may takes more time, right? But by having but transforming to the digital, they can like when we are sending email, just send email and then please approve. Yes, I approve. But that process is translated into the system. Basically, just a form submission and then approval, but it has a huge impact in the day-to-day operations. Why? Because it's more effective, and there is no like a fancy technology in this context, but it's more practical. But the impact is significant. Obviously, it's hotel or resort maybe has their own process, yeah, SOP, but essentially the process is quite the same. And then also related to this is also one of the example of the connections of centralized thing related to recipe. Like the menu, the restaurant menu. If we go through the detail, actually, like if we talk the menu, we know that the behind of the menu there's an ingredient, right? And ingredients means inventory or materials, and materials mean a cost, because how to buy we cannot buy from out of nothing, right? To buy fishes, seafood, and then to buy meat, there's a price on it, and also like menu also usually dynamic, right? Because we need to create something to deliver more experience to the guest, to deliver more yeah, basically more experience, more menu, right? And then the process behind that is actually composing the recipe and then asking for the approval and then checking the cost, because everything has cost, and checking the profitability of each menu, and so on and so on. And it has to be connected, right? So in this context, like this is more complex on the workflow. The complexity is more on the workflow, more on the the scale of its of the organization of the hotel in this context. But from the technology point of view, we don't need to use the like the enterprise grade. Actually, like we don't need to use like the very fancy, because essentially it's just a common technology, submitting something, approving something, and then securing from officially securing for the security. Yeah, there's a level of organization, a level of access roles that can be implemented to the system. So obviously presently the technology enable us to build something like this more custom, more effective, or in terms of cost also more reasonable, because like every hotel is basically the same. They have the same operation, but one thing for sure, they have different SOP, or different if SOP means like approval process and so on and so on. Even within their organization also may be different, right? So that's why every use case like this is more on the how to customize based on the hotel needs or every business needs. But in terms of technology, it is now more more feasible in terms of cost, resource, and so on, right? Well, I guess um, I'm reaching the end of my presentation. So basically, this is maybe for the quick summary. Digitalization is inevitable. Everybody needs to go to the digital. Like obviously, not everyone has the same level of needs or level of expertise, but in the end of the day, they will need to go to embrace more on the digital thing. It can be anything, right? From customer experience or from the back office experience, right? And then the cost also more effective. But I would not say I will not say the cost is more cheaper, because this is relative. But in terms of comparing to each sector or each stage, yeah, it's more effective. And then the resources always align with the technology also, right? Because every technology needs human resources. And then also the digital. Yes, I think that's all. Basically, digitalizations enhance the experience not only for the guest, eventually for the guest experience, because we want to deliver something that very very memorable, or very and then from the back office experience, they can run the business more smooth, more fast, more effective. Thus, in this context, they can compete with other, like this is also very competitive industry, like hospitality. There's a lot of hotels, like it's growing, hotels like growing for example, right? And then there's a lot of tourism spots also, right? So it's amazing actually, like in this context, in terms of background. Okay, thank you very much. If there's any question, feel free to ask during the Q&A sessions. I think I'll get back to you, Bu Erika. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much, Pak Andre. Thank you so much for sharing that digitalization enhances a lot of industry here. And as Pak Andre has also summarized all the presentations, so I will not take more time to really summarize the presentation earlier, but just to share you what exactly drew the attention earlier, as mentioned by Pa Andre, is that everybody needs to go digital and we need to be more agile and we need to be more limbed. So I love that phrase. And the competition is real and changes happens every day and we cannot really wait. So we compete in combination with creativity and technology in this case. So in terms of digitalization, it is a long journey as like a marathon. So then, but we can chop or use the sprint planning as also showcased earlier in the first slide by Andre, how to exactly make it real. So then the cycle was there and product strategy, which is determining priorities as well as continuous development also there. And also the last summary was also mentioned, which is digitalization is inevitable. So then we can leverage existing service or product or develop custom solutions to better meet the needs of our customers. So thank you once again, Pa Andre. We still need to allocate times exactly for the Q&A session later after the presentation we have. So please do feel free to address your question in the chat box, and we will also invite speakers to respond to questions in the chat box. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we now move on to the next speaker we have here, Mr. Alexander Kizinski from Kazakhstan. He is actually the Business Development Director of Portal College. So hello, Alexander.
Hello. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, thank you so much. So yes, please, Alexander. So I will allocate like 10 to 15 minutes for your presentations. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I will share the screen, and this is an honor to be here with you. Just a moment. Yes, it should be on the screen right now. And here we go. So this is one of my like preferable topics here. A couple of words about myself and my approach to the topic, right? So basically, we are developers, right? We develop games. I am a CEO and co-founder of the studio named Contrast Games, which develops different gamified products and games themselves. So different kinds of gamification. At the same time, we founded a college of Dolphins in Kyrgyzstan, Bishkek, which is almost the Kazakhstan. So we founded a college, which is a game development college. This is a kind of new media. Game development is very young industry, very passionate industry. So, and we bring education for the students here, teaching them how to develop like new media products. Also, I have like 3 hats, like entrepreneur, I'm a passionate teacher, and I develop myself. So this is the core of my experience here and my expertise. What I would like to convey here, and this is a kind of very demanding task, to give a introduction, to lay out the foundation of what gamification is, how it applies to hospitality. So how to think about that. And I honestly would like you to take some kind of nudges to think about gamifying things in your sphere subject matter. So let's go on. We're talking today about hospitality and gamification. And I would like to start from the answering the question why. So why games? Why gamification, and why it is like the main driving force right now, one of the main driving forces of media, right? So what games achieved, games as a media, as a format, right? They achieved the ability to involve players. They learned how, the developers of games, right? They learned how to involve players, how to motivate them. And there are 2 main reasons for that. The first one, the player, the user, client, has ability to choose. People love choices. And we can briefly compare like cinema, right? Shows. TV shows, and games. So, and what is the main advantage of games, and why gaming industry surpassed the film industry in terms of like market share? Because games provide players with choices, with ability to influence outcomes. And current generation loves to be free, to be able to build their own lives how they want to. So choices is a profound difference and profound advantage which games provide to its user experience. And second reason, so games is not sole media which designed for that, but games are designed to have fun, right? To entertain, to not to work, in other words. So to be in a kind of separate state, which is fun. So that is why the users, the game developers and designers develop for users experience which is very effective in involvement, motivation, and retention. So one of the main questions the game developers answer and gamification solves: how to entertain and retain users, right? How to make users come back to it, which is one of the main questions for any business, especially for hospitality, right? So, and first I would like to address two main topics. First, there is no like single gamification sphere. There are two main different branches here. So one is game-like experiences. So we can rebuild experience so it becomes a game, and game becomes a main like driver of this experience. Let's take hackathons, right? Hackathon, which is a competition, generally IT competition, is built like a game. So you have teams which compete like in sport, which gain points, which get reviews, and which delivers some kind of result. But mainly, this is a game. Okay, so the main mechanic and in game development mechanics are like interactions inside the experience, called the mechanics. So the main mechanics are game mechanics, right? Competition, the motivation here. So one of the, and this is very powerful. So if you redesign experience as a game, it starts to work as a game. So the players, we call the players, or users, clients, start to engage in terms of fun, choices, and motivation here in case of hackathon to win, right? But there may be other valid motivations as well. So this is one branch here. The second branch, which is commonly known as gamification, is not like changing the core experience, the base experience. It is changing the kind of outskirts, building around the experience. And here we have like traditional tools like leaderboards, bonus programs, and so on, right? So they're very, a lot of people know them because we meet them all the time. So, and this is much easier task to do generally, but generally it's much less effective, right? Because it's kind of outskirt experience. So these basic foundation, I need, before we go to kind of discussing some kind of examples, I need to lay out several terms here. First, everything is built on game cycles. So this is experience cycles in a little bit broader terminology. So cycle is some kind of set of mechanics that happen in a period of time, right? And you can have cycles 1 day, 7 days, in-date cycles. And this is a repeating pattern. So something which repeats, and I'm talking about now game mechanics, regularly, right? So we have game cycles, and game cycles are implemented by game mechanics. So here is the kind of visuals of that. And player or user, talking more broadly, need to have different cycles. And to have a cycle, you need to have activities which support this cycle, right? Each cycle supports but separate sets of activities. So activities are designed for the time frame. So you have an in-day cycle, and I will give some examples here. To put it to ground. So in-day goals in game could be complete a quest, right? Or talk with the character, or do something, right, with the hands. In offline experience, it could be like check-in. It could be give feedback or review for something. For the 1 week goals, we can set, like in game, it could be find, complete a big quest, find a boss, compete with the boss, complete a level, right? So the player needs to have a clear set of goals for different time frames. So, and different time frames support each other. So if the business or like designers of experience aim to retain user for a year, let's say several years, they need to consider to build different cycles. And you can see this is a kind of common for these 4, 5, 6 cycles till yearly cycle with different sets of goals for each one. Because if you omit or miss the middle cycle, let's say 30-day cycle, generally all system collapse. So what is, and I will try to be brief because we don't have a lot of time. What I would like you to kind of push to think about in terms of gamification. First, you need to have a image of result. How long you would like to interact with the user you're working with. So, and if in online products, it could be like 5 years, 7 years. We have a product which has a 15 years cycle and a lot of users, which is 15 years, right? Operating game. So you need to design it for different cycles. And for your current form of business, that would be a different set of activities, right? So for the goal years, it would be some kind of big achievements and big benefits for the user. But you need to consider like in monthly activities, right? So to engage user here. And my second thought here, that generally gamification, and I know the topic is digital today, so gamification is considered some kind of digital sphere, right? So bonuses, kind of achievements, loyalty programs, and so on. But they are absolutely valid in mixed formats, offline, on-site, and online. And generally, if you have on-site business, it has absolute reason and absolute basis to consider to build mixed experience, mixed motivation, on-site and off-site, to mix digital and physical, make a phygital program, right? So the activities and mechanics, how we call them, they're designed specifically for the business, right? So I can just give several examples how can be designed and experienced in terms of, like, let's say, a hotel, right? So because we need to consider the audience and goals which would be suitable for the audience. Generally here I would consider a set of goals which will enhance the experience and which will allow kind of narrative, right? So the topic I'm not covering because of the time limits today, is narration. So first is the game cycles, one of the basis of gamification process, and second is the narration. So we love stories. We live thinking about ourselves in terms of like narration and stories. So to build some experience based on goal and story, let's say to achieve collaborative result for the group of tourists while they stay in, I don't know, rafting station. Moving them step by step and giving them some kind of satisfactory result. That will enhance their experience and retain them more. So for the game, as this is the, or for education, let's say, that would be a goal of children education, saving the planet, right? So we are saving the planet because we are ecology oriented, green oriented, right? So because of that, we need to make a set of actions to do that. So to sum up, gamification is part of game development, right? And this is a very powerful tool, which often considered in limit scale as a set of, let's say, outskirt elements like leaderboards and bonus points, and is not think of comprehensively. Now, this is very important to think about it as a whole system. So the whole system is designed based on the analysis of business processes of certain business and the goals which could be set for the users of that business. Basic pipeline includes the cycles, analysis of cycles we put users in, right? And maintaining and supporting these cycles by providing users with relevant activities. So that is a short introduction in the gamification. Thank you for your time. I will be glad to answer questions. So please write them down, I guess, in the chat box. And thank you so much.
Thank you very much indeed, Alexander, for sharing about gamification as well as hospitality and what exactly the benefits of games towards hospitality industry. So here, ladies and gentlemen, so Alexander shared and elaborate further about games as a media, which mastered involvement and motivation of users. So there are connections between hospitality and also gamification. As Alexander has also mentioned, there are two main pillars here. The first will be game-like experience, which will deliver certain interaction and results within hospitality workers or employee, as well as gamification of experience, which connected to leaderboards and bonus program, for instance, for the employee and HR requirements here. So there are also cycles explained in terms of gamification in hospitality. So what exactly gamification is built as on a game cycle. There is a fundamental set of basic game mechanism, which is defines user experience, as also hospitality industry also need to really elaborate and also ensure that the guests also experience in the very a beautiful way, wonderful way, and amazing travel experience they can have. So, ladies and gentlemen, we still have one more speaker actually, but I would like to also address my sincere regret that Professor Tep is not available to present online, but he has also prepared a pre-records presentation, a short presentation for us. So let's view his insights, and thank you very much once again, Alexander.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Jamran from Cambodia. I work in one of the hotel school in Prevang province, Cambodia. First of all, I would like to thank you to have chance to join this seminar. And let me do my presentation talking about transforming hospitality in Cambodia. Right. AI revolutionizing hospitality in Cambodia, growing recognition of AI in Cambodia alongside the advancement in digital infrastructure and upscale hotel and international chain utilizing AI for guest experience enhancement. The trail of experience based on guest preferences and example room setting, dining option, activity recommendation, and why Cambodia is the perfect vacation destination. One is rich history and culture. Cambodian bold and incredible amount of history and cultural heritage. Stunning nature, national park, pristine beaches, and relaxing island, mostly located in two provinces called Sihanoukville and Kampot province. Yeah. Exotic flavor, unique cuisine, and vibrant local ambient. Unforgettable experience. A perfect blend of the history, nature, and culture that keep visitors returning to Cambodia. Okay, AI impact on economy and hospitality industry. An economy growth potential, AI could double global economy growth rate by 2035. AI could add 15.7 million to global economy by 2030. Job replacement concern, 14% of jobs in 21 countries at high risk of automation, and up to 800 million jobs could be placed by 2030. New jobs will also be created by AI. Okay, talking about AI in the hotel, 70% of guests find chatbot helpful for simple inquiry. Guests prefer human interaction for complex requests. Top uses for chatbot, Wi-Fi password, backup call, and checking hotel facility hours. 58% of guests feel AI enhances booking and stay experiences. 65% of travelers want more advanced hotel tech than in their home. Balance of automation and human touch. Chatbot are appreciated for efficiency in simple tasks. Successful hoteliers will leverage AI to improve efficiency and guest satisfaction. Those who don't adapt to AI risk falling behind. Okay. Talking people traveling to Cambodia, we have to pay attention on health precaution. Okay, ensure vacation are up to date. To consider antimalarial, it's called antimalarial medical if visited rural area. Okay, about safety, be mindful of petty crime, especially in a crowded area. Keep an eye on your belongings at all times. Okay, about traffic in Cambodia, road condition and also traveling habit can be challenging. Using reputable transport services for safer travel, local law and custom. So respect for local tradition and law. Number 2 is be aware of cultural norm for avoid misunderstanding. Talking, people come to work in Cambodia. There is a 4 point we should pay attention. I think point 1 is verify the employee before you start your work. Point 2 is understanding the contract. And point 3 regarding work visa. Point 4 regarding local law and regulation before you sign your contract. Yeah, I think this is all my brief presentation. Okay, if you have any question, you can bring up that I can give more explanation to what is your require. Otherwise, if you don't have any question, I would like, I think it's time because it's limited. So I would like to say thank you again for my time that I joined this event. Hope that we can meet each other again for next event. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Professor Tapp. So in the minutes of his busy time, he's really managed to prepare our pre-records for us. So I would just go direct with a very short brief of what Professor has mentioned. Professor mentioned about AI revolutionizing hospitality in Cambodia and tells why Cambodia is perfect for vacation destinations. And then also one of the most important points that he mentioned, AI impact on the economy and hospitality industry with bringing up the economic growth potential from a center and also PricewaterhouseCoopers survey that AI could add 15.7 trillion US dollars to the global economy by 2030. So I will not go further from there. So then I will just now move on to Q&A session just to optimize our time we have. So then I would like to invite Pa Andre to share feedback on one question we have here about how can AI and smart technology enhance customer pro-environmental behavior, and how exactly? Would you mind to give another example? I would like to also address the similar question to Alexander after this one, and how gamification in hospitality can influence pro-environmental behavior of our customers or our guests. Please, Pa Andre.
Thank you, Erika. Maybe for Pak Yahya, can elaborate more in the context of what is customer the environmental meaning in this context, because essentially for the tech for the for the technology or the AI can be customized for if essentially like almost many use cases. But the output of that or the results, it's depend on how, let's say for the AI, it depend on how we train them actually. So is there any detail on this context? So maybe I can help answer these questions more in details.
Right. Pak Andrea, I would say on the elaboration of the sustainable associated
Yes,
practices.
yes. Is this more like on behavior of the customer or something? Maybe because I need to know I need to understand the context first. Because
All right.
from the technical
So
point of view, yes, it's possible, but in terms
yes.
of how, it's depend on the context.
All right, Pak Andre, so I would capture the response that it is possible in terms of technology-wise. So now I will let Pak Yahya to explain further in the chat box. So and then I would like to move on to Mr. Alexander here. How do you see technology in this case or gamification in associated with hospitality can support sustainable concerned or behavior in hospitality industry or customers' insights?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. So I would like to point out that we need to come to this question as from the side of building user experience. And gamification is a way to enhance user experience, to motivate players or motivate users to some kind of outcome. So, and at the same time, we cannot push users kind of to do what they don't want to, right? This is not kind of new. We need to understand our audience. What is the goals? What is the what they are interested in, and how to build avenue for some kind of results they're interested in, right? So gamification is a way to communicate, to engage, to entertain users, to make them easier to path the gap, right? And to kind of inform them. I have a good example. Actually, we had a project of gamification for, in that case, for environment, right? So there were like simple games which explained what is the waste and what you need, what is the good packaging practices and bad packaging practices. So, and the users, while playing the game, they automatically learn this kind of information. So here we need to distinguish several goals which we achieve through gamification in terms of hospitality or previously like sustainability goals. First is informing, and informing is easier in entertaining way. Right, so it is easier to consume, it is easier to understand, and we all know that younger generations, they prefer like new formats. So this is win-win. So we need to go there, right? Second, motivate. So for that, you need first to inform and to have a discussion kind of with the user, right? What is right and what is wrong. So, and to give understanding. And for implementing kind of hard choices, right? Gamification gives a good set of tools because it is easy the way in, which user already accepted as a preferable result. So to sum up, this is a good tool which need to be used in combination with the other tools, right? Gamification is not panacea; it's not like all around solution, but it gives an edge to a lot of efforts in that case. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Alexander. So trust that answered the questions. And of course, I would like to move on now to Ibu Alberta. We have one question, a couple of questions actually, Ibu Alberta. So I just need to address one here. I would like to rephrase a question coming from Pak Eric Banjar. It's about, yes, that's great. Ascot adopts the technology already, but is it risky enough when we associate a machine, in this case AI or chatbot, into human experience, like this, in this case, like guest experience? How do you see this, Ibu Alberta? Do we still have Ibu Alberta in? Yes. Ibu, please unmute the microphone. Thank you. Okay. Can you please unmute?
Okay, okay.
All
I
right.
tried to
Please,
unmute
Ibu.
since the beginning, but I think it's only the host who can unmute.
I'm sorry. Sorry for
So answering the question, if the question is risky or not, based on our experience and observations, for sure we always take a look at how risky if this implemented or not. But we need to see from the other context. We have to live and work together with machine, but cannot machine to be replaced by human, or human can replace each other. It's we have to live together with the machine. So in the hospitality industry, the culture still need in-person interaction. We do believe that we need a warm welcome, we need a say hello, personalized service. However, in other experience, machine right now can replace some of repetitive information. For example, the information that given to everyone at the same time. But in terms of personalized service and everything, that cannot replace right now. That is based on our observation. For sure, to balance with that, if the question is risky or not, there is another side of regulation that we need to stick with that, which is data protection policy, in which if we balance with what we would like to launch and not, then we already, since the beginning, actually, honestly speaking, 3 years ago, when there's a chat GPT, our headquarters say that do not use this, do not use this several times. You know, Singapore policy, we strictly not using ChatGPT. However, because we cannot avoid from this machine, avoid from this system, then we live together and we build. Instead of using the ChatGPT, we are using and we build our own ChatGPT, because then all of the information coming and served to us. That's why it is not really allowed to use another or external ChatGPT. Instead, we use and we build, so that all of the resource, all of the data document is only in our side. So if the question is risky or not, it depends on how we build and who is using that, because it impacts to our business also. We need a fast response at any time. And because our business is globally and hospitality industry, so we still need a travel agent who can assist everyone at any time. We never know who will need to be assisted during midnight, during morning. Well, before we need to always answer with the automatic, I'm sorry, is busy, but because we don't have any travel agent at the time. So only this particular assignment or particular role that replaced by the machine. Other than that, the service kiosk, which is right now only in Singapore, it's because some of the culture can accept that kind of hospitality service. But in Indonesia, not yet, because all of Indonesian people, or perhaps who come to Indonesia, would like to be serviced, would like to be a king and queen at the day when they come to the hotel, right? Because that's the beauty of hospitality industry. We give the service, we give the smile, and the smile cannot be replaced by the robot or a machine. So yeah, but I think it's the nature of human who would like every year, every time there is an innovation, but it should be sustained in terms of environment, sustained in terms of the human side. So balance should be there. So hopefully this can answer the question.
Well, thank you so much, Ibu Alberta. So I would like to request for time extension, like 10 minutes, and then another 5 minutes for the closing. So I would like to get back to Pa Andre. Elaboration was made by Pa Yahya. So the question is about what extent that VR and AR impact to the customer behavior related to environmental issue. So I would like to also continue that with your last closing statement, Pa Andre. Silakan, Pak.
Okay, thank you, Verika. I guess it can be a lot. It can be long discussions in this context, yeah. But if we talk about AI, like the basic principle of AI is how we provide the knowledge. All right. Let's in this context is maybe the environment or ESG knowledge for this. So how we train them. So the AI can be used in many, like many use cases. Maybe like many implementation, maybe such as a PR or AR. But in that context, yes, technically can be used, let's say, to increase more awareness for the users. But the key is in this context is like how we train the AI, like in this Ascot hotel. Also, I'm sure they also train the knowledge on the Ascot in specifically, and maybe they train them with more knowledge on this and also the general knowledge. And the principle of the AI is basically like if we train them more specifically, they become smarter and smarter. I don't know how the behind the algorithm of this, but that's the power of AI. So it's obviously depend on the context, but we can train them, right? But the outcome maybe it's more on the technical side. So I guess I hope that will answer, but able to answer. But okay, for the closing statement, yeah, Bu. Okay, I need to remember, but I guess still similar with my presentations. Like digital is inevitable. Right now, the technology is getting more and more in within our reach. Even we are not a tech company, we can utilize the digital more effectively. Like Ascot in this case is actually the best example is Ascot because Ascot can utilize the AI for their needs, right? So that's the perfect example of how digital can be democratized. Like everything. Like we can use them without having to become a tech company, right? And then this is to increase to improve our competitiveness level because in this information technology the winner is like the one who can be like reachable with the top level experience to the user or to customers. I guess that's from my
Right.
side. Thank you.
Thank you
Back to
very
Bu
much,
Erika.
Pak Andre. Thank you so much. I would like to invite Ibu Alberta for the last short closing statement, please, Ibu Alberta.
Yeah, I think I already mentioned the essence of how machine and human should work together. We cannot avoid that there is a machine, there is a new machine, and we need to have the machine together with us. The essence is how we can have the balance and sustainable decision on how we can live with the machine. Because if not, then our business it will be impacted, and if we don't use that also, we will not compete with other hospitality industry or other corporation. So basically it should be balanced and sustained. Let's work together and live together with the machine.
Right. Thank you very much indeed, Ibu Alberta. So we move on now to Kazakhstan. So the last short closing statement, please, Alexander.
So thank you very much. Actually, there was a very good question about the future of technology, right? AI, chatbots, and robotics, which work all together right now. And there is no like final answer, right? Because we face a big challenge. And challenge could be good and bad, right? So it can bring everything together. And the idea here that we need to push to be agile and to adapt very fast, right? So there is no other way how we can handle change better other than to adapt fast. So, and there is a big significance, a big meaning in communication, right? In building projects fast, agility. Today, there was a mention of like agile framework. So that is the future, the close future we need to build there, I believe, because that way we adapt better and better work with the human-machine interfaces, with AI, and with new wonderful technologies, which is course, bear some risks. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Alexander. So, ladies and gentlemen, all participants, distinguished guests, please accept my regret due to time constraint. I would need to adjourn the session and apologize as we are not able to really respond all questions in the chat box. But I believe that insights from all speakers could also contribute so much better understanding on insights about technology and hospitality industry. So, ladies and gentlemen, in taking the subject on tech power hospitality, driving growth through digitalization, this international webinar session has touched upon the important dimension of transforming hospitality through digital disruption and leveraging data-driven insights to transform hospitality operation with smart retail solutions, integrating technology to enhance guest experience and workforce efficiently in hospitality industry, and edutech solution and edutourism revolutionizing learning and experience through digital innovation, including the gaming experience, and also transforming hospitality in Cambodia, a knowledge to share. Well, thank you very much indeed for joining us. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for all speakers, Pak Italo Gani, Ibu Alberta, Pak Andre, Alexander, and Professor Peng. I'm Erika Sedana. It is indeed an honor to be part of this essential webinar session. And also now let's get back to our MC, Ms. Agung Kartika.
Oh, thank you very much, Bu Erika, and also all our esteemed speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any further question, please feel free to contact our team in charge. And also, don't forget to fill the attendant link on chat box to get your e-certificate that will be emailed to you after this session ended. In appreciation of the speaker's contribution, we will present the certificate to the expert speakers at the International Webinar Series today. Certificate presented to Bapak Italo Gani, and then Ibu Alberta Sekundarti SPC, CCHRP, CBA, EPC, MBA, Bapak Andreas Sugiarto, Mr. Alexander Kizinski, and also Professor Tap Shimon, MBA. Ladies and gentlemen, please extend your virtual applause for our expert speaker today. Before we wrap up, we'd like to take a moment to capture this wonderful event with a group photo. This will be great keepsake from today's session. So please turn on your camera if you're comfortable doing so, and also make sure your background and also your smile, that's the most important part. Please smile brightly, and we'll count down to take the screenshot. So please just hold the process for a moment. All right, everyone, ready? I'll count down from 3 and we'll take the picture. So 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, one more. 3, 2, 1. Please keep the smile. This is the last one, just in case. 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Thank you very much for all of the audience for today's session. That brings us to the end of today's webinar. On behalf of PIB College, I would extend a heartfelt thank you to our speakers for their time and expertise. I'd also like to thank you all for joining us and for your engaging question today. Before we go, we'd love for you to stay connected with us. Be sure to follow our social media to get the latest update, insight, and announcement about upcoming event. You can find us on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok at PIB College. And also, we'll share today's recording materials on our YouTube soon, so keep an eye on that. And once again, thank you for your time and engagement. We hope to see you all at our next event, our next international web series. Until then, stay safe, inspired, and have a wonderful day. Thank you. See you on PIB International Webinar Series 12.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Alexander.
Thank you very
Ibu
much,
Berta, thank
everyone.
you. Pak Andre,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much. Professor
you so
Suli,
much.
terima kasih. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. See you.
Thank you. Bye. Have a beautiful evening, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey Alicia,
Hi!
What's up?
how is it going?
So, shall we start our campus searching?
Let's get into it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Best tourism and digital campus in Bali.
I found the perfect one for you. Please stand up.
But why here?
Right. Standing in the heart of world tourism, PIB College was built on 15 hectares of pure green goodness. Goodbye stuffy classroom, hello fresh air. At PIB, Culinary Arts Gastronomy Program isn't just about cooking. With the top-notch facilities and the help of experienced chef, you will learn all about cooking and baking with the right technique so you can make incredible gourmet food that tastes really good and looks really good, packed with nutrient that makes it excellent. Now let me take you to another side of fun. Hotel Management Program will put you in the heart of hospitality world. You can learn directly from 5-star hotels and industry professionals. You'll learn what it takes to make stays feel like home, make every guest like a VIP, and make sure every little thing is in their perfect state. And for you, the experience maker, Event Management Program. It goes beyond organizing. This is the program where you create epic moments, from brainstorming cool ideas to bringing them into reality. This is the program where you can learn and making experiences that will stay for a lifetime. Next, the Digital Business Program. It's more than just about technology. It's about driving innovation, creating cool trends, and planning your winning strategy, from web designing to digital marketing. The program that gives sharp business ideas and the digital mastery you need to thrive in the tourism and fast-paced digital landscape. In PIB, we embrace the journey of self-discovery and personal growth, diverse range of support, and an uplifting community. Whether you're looking to relax or get active, you'll find a place to thrive. You can even case your opportunities to the dream countries through Global Internship Program. So dream boldly, dare greatly, let your passion be visible. For here in PIB, dreams are made possible.
Executive management programs will be conducted in 1 year at Polytechnic International Bali and 3 years at the Purpa Kepinski Bali. These combinations of learning will maximizing the delivery of excellent classrooms experience paired with the exquisite property of the Purpa Kepinski Bali.
We have built up the executive management program with a PIB school for the simple reason to respond to needs for the future. So it's a long-term goal.
Jadi program IMP ini adalah perwujudan dari program pendidikan vokasional. Program ini adalah program yang sudah digariskan oleh Presiden kita Jokowi untuk menghasilkan tenaga kerja yang mumpuni. Dan ini adalah kesempatan yang baik bagi calon student untuk bisa experience dunia kerja pada early stage.
With a focused study in year 2 until 4, the students will receive a direct knowledge and expertise from the signature trainers and hotel managers. In addition, also these students will be conducting a project based as their final year assignment, on which will enhance the students' managerial, analytical, communications, and leadership skills matched with the programs of the Apurva Kempinski Bali.
Program ini adalah bentuk dari komitmen PIB untuk selalu berinovasi di dalam mencetak student experience maupun academic excellence yang terbaik.
So the outcomes we are looking for these programs are to be able to bring new talents to the forefront and help this talent to develop on a faster track. This will bring new energy into the educational system, into the way we are going to be able to operate. These programs already exist in other destinations worldwide and are not new and have brought a lot of benefit to organizations.
In the long run, this program will create a future graduates with a strong leadership and entrepreneurial skills. Furthermore, the graduates will also have a greater chance to fill strategic positions at the Apurva Kempinski Bali.
Most of the people who have come out of these programs have become general managers. So there is a very strong belief that we can establish the same in Indonesia. The partnership with PIB and the Apurva Kempinski Bali is a strong one, and we sincerely believe that we can develop these talents. So the outcome will be a positive outcome for the trade, for the scholars, for the school systems as well. So everybody will benefit.
Jadi dari program IMP ini yang paling diuntungkan adalah student itu sendiri, ya. Kalian para student dan juga orang tua, ayo pelajari lebih dalam dari program ini.
We're looking to have a successful first batch of these programs and industry recognitions, and continue our strong commitments in delivering better quality in hospitality educations, not just in Bali, but also in Indonesia.
The hopes for this program is that it will continue with the years to come, because it needs to. It's a long-term objective, and it will become the new reference for the hotel trade, for the schools, and for the student as well.